Undistracted Attention, the Gateway to Jhana, a teaching based on SN 47.20. Today, we'll reflect on a short but powerful discourse of the Buddha, SN 47.20, known as the most beautiful lady of the land. Although this sutta is brief, it goes straight to the heart of meditation practice, especially for those interested in developing deep concentration and the jhānas. The central message of this sutta is simple but demanding. Without undistracted attention, jhana cannot arise. In this discourse, the Buddha asks the monks to imagine an announcement being made throughout the land. The most beautiful lady of the land. Naturally, crowds gather. Everyone wants to see her. Then the Buddha introduces a second image. A man is asked to walk through this crowd carrying a bowl filled to the brim with oil. Behind him is another man with a drawn sword, ready to strike if even a single drop spills. The Buddha asks a question. Where would that man's attention be? Would it be on the beautiful lady? On the noise of the crowd? Of course not. His attention would be completely on the bowl of oil. His life depends on it. The Buddha then says, this is how mindfulness of the body should be developed. What the simile really teaches. This simile shows us what right mindfulness truly means. Mindfulness is not casual awareness. It is not being vaguely present while the mind wanders. It is careful, continuous, undistracted attention. Notice something important. The man still sees the crowd. He still hears sounds, but his attention does not leave the bowl. Likewise, in meditation, distractions may arise. Sounds occur. Thoughts appear. Sensations change. But mindfulness means not abandoning the meditation object. This quality of attention is the foundation for samādhi, collectedness of mind. The magnifying glass analogy. To understand why undistracted attention is so essential for jhana, let us consider another analogy. Imagine sunlight shining on a piece of paper. Sunlight is always there. It is powerful, but diffuse sunlight does not burn anything. Now, take a magnifying glass. When the glass gathers the sunlight and holds it steadily at one point, heat builds up. After some time, the paper ignites. In meditation, sunlight represents mental energy or consciousness. The magnifying glass represents mindfulness guided by right effort. The focal point is the meditation object, often the breath. The burning of the paper represents jhana. The magnifying glass is unfocused, or if it is repeatedly lifted and replaced, the paper never burns. There may be warmth, but no fire. In exactly the same way, if attention keeps moving away from the meditation object, toward thoughts, sounds, memories, or subtle commentary, the mind cannot enter jhana, continuity, not force. This analogy reveals something very important. Jhana does not arise because we force the mind. It arises because attention is continuous. The paper burns not because the sun becomes hotter, but because heat is allowed to accumulate. Each moment of undistracted attention adds heat. Each moment of distraction lets that heat dissipate. This is why the Buddha emphasized sense, restraint, seclusion, continuous mindfulness, not as rules but as conditions for concentration to mature. Why even subtle distractions matter. In SN 47.20, the Buddha deliberately chooses the phrase, the most beautiful lady of the land. This represents the most compelling distractions possible. Not only sensual pleasure, but pleasant thoughts, excitement, even reflections on meditation progress. In terms of the magnifying glass, these are moments when the glass is lifted, just briefly, but often. The result is that jhana does not arise. The mind may feel calm or pleasant, but it is not fully unified. Conclusion: SN 47.20 delivers a clear and uncompromising message. Jhana requires undistracted attention. Whether through the bowl of oil or the magnifying glass, the teaching is the same. Jhana does not come from doing more. It comes from wandering less. When attention is guarded carefully, steadily, and patiently, the mind gathers itself. When the magnifying glass is held still, the paper burns. And when mindfulness becomes continuous, Jhana is no longer distant, it becomes inevitable.